Last time we talked about graphing sine functions with transformations. This time we're going to talk about graphing cosine functions with transformations. So I actually want to turn that graph on and let you see that the cosine graph starts at a maximum, then it goes down to a 0, then a minimum at pi, then a 0 at 3 pi over 2, and then a maximum at 2 pi. We have one cycle again between 0 and 2 pi. Those are characteristic points that we normally look at, but they're different characteristic points than with sine. So this first one, again, is just going to be a vertical stretch where we're going to multiply everything by 3 on the amplitude. So 3, 0, -3, 0, 3, 0, -3, 0, -3, and so on. So we get curve. It's a little harder for me to draw cosine curves than to draw sine curves for some reason, but a cosine curve is just an offset sine curve. So if you have trouble drawing them, you might want to start over here at your 0 and start drawing your cosine curve, and it feels a whole lot more like a sine curve then. So now we've offset everything by pi over 4 to the left. So instead of our maximum at 0, 1, it's going to be at -pi over 4, 1. And then this pi over 2 is going to be at pi over 4. And everything's going to be halfway in between. Tick marks this time. It's going to go like so. Okay. Now we want to take our original y values and we want to shift them down 5. So at 0, from 0, 1, we're going to go down 5 to 0, -4. Pi over 2, -5. Come back to 4. Up to 3. Down to 4. So on and so forth, like this. And hang on, I didn't go down far enough. Maximum 0, minimum 0, maximum 0, minimum 0. And there we go. That's better. And the 0 line is right there. Now we want -2 cosine of x. So multiply all the y values by -2. You get a curve that looks something like this. Watch out for this one. This one's going to be hard to graph on this scale. So I'm going to show it to you on Desmos, like I did on the last one that had the multiplier of pi on the inside for sine. So our new points that we're concerned about are even numbers. And it's going to be at 0, 1, then at 2, 0, then at 4, -1, 6, 0, 8, 1, and so on. So I would redo this scale if I were doing the graphing and not given the graph paper. 0, 1, and then somewhere around here is 2, 0, and then 4, -1, and 6, 0, and so on. And that's going to be -2. So it's going to be a wave that looks like this. Best of my ability. There we go. 2 cosine of x plus 3. We're going to have to change the amplitude and shift it. So again, let's just use our characteristic points here of 0, pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, and 2 pi. And this is normally 1. 1 times 2 is 2, plus 3 is 5. This is normally 0. 0 plus 3 is 3. This is normally -1. -1 times 2 is -2, plus 3 is 1. This is normally 0. 0 plus 3 is 3. And this is normally 1. 1 times 2 is 2, plus 3 is 5. So 0, 5, pi over 2, 3, pi, 1, 3 pi over 2, 3, 2 pi, 5, and it's going to continue that cycle like so. We have just a couple more here. Again, let's look at these characteristic points to help us on this one. Our original x values were 0, pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, and 2 pi. We're going to shift them pi over 3 units to the right. So it's 5 pi over 6. And then this is going to be 4 pi over 3. This is going to be 2 and that's a 3. That's a very sloppy 3. 3 pi over 2 plus pi over 3 is going to be 9 pi plus 2 pi over 6 is 11 pi over 6. And then 2 pi plus pi over 3 is 7 pi over 3. Right? And then we need to multiply the y values that we would normally get. So this would normally be 1. Need to multiply that by -5. This would be 0. This would be -1. This would be 0. This would be 1. So pi over 3 is here, and -5. And then 5 pi over 6, 0. 4 pi over 3, I believe. So 4 pi over 3, 5. And then 11 pi over 6, 0. And then 7 pi over 3. And then it's down here. And so we get a wave that looks like so and keeps going in both directions. And last one for this video, again, it has a -x, so we're going to use our cofunction identities, not our cofunction identities, our even odd identities to rewrite this, since cosine is an even function. This is the same thing as 4 cosine of x minus pi. Here's my original x values before I shift them. I'm going to move it pi to the right. So this is going to be pi. This is going to be 3 pi over 2, 2 pi. This is going to be 5 pi over 2. This is going to be 3 pi. And I'm going to have to multiply all of the normal values by 4. 1 times 4 is 4, 0, negative 4, 0, 4. So I've got pi, 4, 3 pi over 2, 0, 2 pi, negative 4, and so on. I can follow that pattern here. And I have a nice wave that goes on in both directions. All right, that's it for graphing sine and cosine functions with transformations. Next time, we will come back and talk about graphing a special type of sine and cosine function called a sinusoidal function. And we only need to find the amplitude and the period to be able to graph those. So we'll talk about those next time.